Once upon a time, there was a dear little girl who was beloved by all in her happy world. She had a Red Riding Hood that felt so warm and soft and good. She wore it everywhere, so people started saying, "There goes little Red Riding Hood."
Hello.
Little Red Riding Hood found that red things made her glad. Here are some of the lovely red items she had. Teddy bear, gloves, eyeglasses, umbrella, piggy bank, hat. Then Red Riding Hood's mother sent her one day to see how Grandma was so far away. Her grandmother had been feeling a little ill, so Mother gathered good things to help her get well. She put them in a basket, then told Red, "Be good, and be sure you stay on the path through the wood." Grandma lived far away in that magical wood, far from the village, where tall cedars stood. Soon, Red Riding Hood saw a wolf on her way. "Good morning," he paused, smiling, to say. "Thank you," she said politely. "Where are you going?" said he. "It must be important, for you're out so early." "To my grandmother's house, so I can't stop to chat," said the little girl quickly, hoping that would be that.
Hello.
Hello.
But the wolf went on. "What's in that basket you carry?" "Some food from my grandma," said the little girl, wary. "She's sick, but Mother said this will help her get well." "And where does your grandmother live?" "I won't tell." "She lives by herself in a cottage nearby, and I'm in a hurry, so I must bid you goodbye." "Oh no," said the wolf. "I know where you're going, so let's walk together. There's a warm breeze blowing." And as he strolled along with Red Riding Hood, he pointed out, "So cheerful it is in this wood." Little Red Riding Hood opened her eyes and, to her delight, saw big butterflies. Bright flowers bloomed on both sides of the way, so she thought, "I'll pick some. They will make Grandma's day." But as Red Riding Hood began her bouquet, the wolf ran to Grandmother's house straight away. He knocked 2 times loudly so the lady could hear. "Little Red Riding Hood," said Grandma, "is that you here?" "Yes, Grandma," the wolf called in a voice high and pure. "Can you please come now and open the door?"
Just lift the latch, child, Grandmother said. I'm not feeling well enough to get out of bed.
Hello.
So Wolf lifted the latch, pounced on the dear soul, and gobbled poor Grandma up, practically whole. Then he climbed in her nightgown, put her cap on his head, drew the blankets up round him, and jumped in her bed. Little Red Riding Hood loved the flowers. She picked so many for what felt like hours. But then she thought, oh no, Grandmother will worry, and she scampered down the wooded path in a hurry. When she arrived, Red Riding Hood got a surprise. The door stood wide open before her eyes. She blinked as she walked into the room, calling out for her grandma in the quiet and gloom. Then she saw Grandmother tucked up in bed, only something seemed different, so the little girl said, "Grandma, what big ears you have, I see." "The better to hear you with," said the wolf with glee. "And Grandma, what big eyes you have too." "All the better, my child, to help me see you." "And your hands, Grandmother, they look huge in this light." "The better to hug you with, my little delight." "Oh, but Grandma, your teeth are much bigger too." "The better to eat you with," snarled Wolf. Then he flew out of the bed with a ferocious pounce. and swallowed up poor little Red every ounce. Now Wolf was happy and full to the core, so he curled up, went to sleep, and started to snore. A huntsman soon passed by the cottage and said, "How loudly that old woman snores in her bed. I'll check in case something's the matter." With that, he took out a sharp cutter from tools he carried about. The huntsman had no fear as he came to her door, since he'd often caught wild animals before. Crocodile, snake, lion, bear. Once inside the cottage, he saw the wolf, fat and happily snoring where Grandma once sat. Without making a sound, he cut open the beast, and Grandma and Red Riding Hood were released. Together, they filled the wolf's stomach with stones, sewed him up neatly, and left him alone.
Ooh.
Wolf soon woke up thirsty, but as soon as he drank, the stones inside pulled him down, and he sank. With the wolf drowned and gone, they all cheered to the rafters, and everyone lived happily ever after.